Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Jay, the legendary 501st Captain Rex, and welcome to probably one of many behind the scenes live streams that I will be doing. Now, for those of you coming back to watch this on YouTube, you probably may have already seen all that there is to be seen, so you could just skip right ahead to refer to the designs if you want to make fan art, bullshit like that. I don't know. Anyway, um, I didn't put the whole special intro in as well, mostly because there's something I would like resolved immediately before it gets out of hand. So that I will come back to in the end. But for right now, I would like to show all of you the designs of my characters over the course of time and how they look in different media. Now, I'm not saying that I have fan art. I'm saying that character creation games and the AI thing, not only have they kind of explored other dynamics for my characters, but it's also kind of gotten me this far. So without further ado, I'd like to show all of you the designs of my characters and how I went about them. So first we're going to start off with the main man himself, Jayhawk, the man, the myth, the problem with the multiverse. Now, these are his renders as of now. Like, I've got a total of 6 renders for Jayhawk. 2 of them have another character within them. And the reason why he only has pants on, I think I've explained this in the whole backstory thing. Like, his jacket burned off, so now he has to resort to being shirtless. And yeah, as we go through, I'll show you guys the many times Jayhawk has had a jacket on. Now, I originally wanted this jacket to be indestructible, but then again, I might hang on, sorry. Then again, I actually wanted to have like one reference to the first iteration of Jayhawk throughout the whole series. And yeah, I wanted to burn away the new jacket as a means of burning away the past. So in reality, this is where Jayhawk actually began. Now, he started as a blue Scourge render. Now, in case none of you know who Scourge is, Scourge comes from the Archie Sonic the Comics. Why did I say Sonic the Comic? Sonic the Comic is Fleetway. From Archie's Sonic the Hedgehog series. And he is essentially the mirror image of Sonic the Hedgehog that isn't a Metallics, that isn't a robot or duplicate or anything. He is Sonic if he was evil. Now, the reason why he became green is because he came into contact with the Master Emerald and took in its power, which gave him his green fur and how he was able to go toe to toe with Sonic in his base form in the Archie series. Now, he later gains a super form, which I believe also factored into the black and red eyes of Sonic.exe. Because I know for a fact, like, the origin of that trend started with Dr. Robotnik in Sat AM, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Underground. Those are like the only 3 shows where Robotnik doesn't have his glasses on and he has the black and red eyes. Then that was given to Metallics, and then that was given to Super Scourge. Now, these 2 renders right here, they were made like sometime in 2016, 2017. This was when I was first getting into Google Drawings as a means of making art. Now, obvious, well, sorry. In case you guys may have not gotten it, at one point, Jayhawk did have the Major League Gaming sunglasses. I was a real MLG fan back in the day, and Luigi Kid kind of helped push that um fanboy side of me. And these shoes right here, these were originally going to stay red, but I changed them to black. So it's an inverse of these two areas right here. This area would be red, this area would be black, and the gold buckle right here would be a light blue. And yes, that is the Sonic Underground logo in the back. Now, during the time of the 2020 Sonic movie, I thought, hey, why not I hop in on this? And I did a complete trace over of movie Sonic, but as Jayhawk. Now, before Jayhawk got the fingerless gloves, um, he originally had the white gloves. And I think it was after like MLG kind of died out, I changed to these biker shades right here. Um, and I decided to give more detail to the scar. And like nowadays it looks more like a tattoo, but um it's always been a scar on the right eye. I always forget like if it was either right or left, so I just default to the right when when I do the scar. Now, these two renders were made by different friends. This one, I forgot her name, but she made this. And in case you didn't see it right there, I think it's one of her little OCs up here hiding behind my glasses. Now, I think this was a render to I don't know. Like I completely forgot the game where this pose came from. If those of you coming back to watch this on YouTube know what this pose is, let me know in the comments. I kind of forgot about it. And this one, this made an appearance in one of Skylar's streams. Now, way back in 2017, I think. I'm going to assume it's 2017. Because well, you tend to forget things over the course of 7 years, but she made she made this when we were first dating. Like I never really caught on that we were dating. I just assumed that it was like a friendship that kind of just escalated over time. And this instead of hurricane sky, it was actual sky. And I didn't have the design that you guys know today. I didn't have like the little whiskers right here. Um, Now the bangs right here, like she added those onto my character. And I think one of these days, like if I start to dive into Jasmine's story, I think I might give Jayhawk those Amy Rose bangs. But yeah, she remastered it to the Hurricane AU, and I I honestly don't know when we're ever gonna get back to that. But we'll get back to the Hurricane AU and all that jazz when we get to the end of the stream. Now, this render I made back in 2023, thinking that it could be used for like a channel banner or something, but yeah, that image right there was made using solely Adobe Illustrate. Let me tell you all this right now. Adobe is like that one ex-girlfriend that will not get off your ass when it comes to money and everything. Like they charge a hell of a lot just to do something as simple or as stupid as this. And this render of Jayhawk, no, I do not know Blender. No, I do not make character models. Don't ask me anything about that ever again. This was made in Sonic Pulse, and this is what I like to call the first design. Now, any jacket, damn it, any render with the jacket with the little Sonic the Hedgehog logo right here that I made myself. I think I could show you guys how I make that little logo one of these days, but yeah, this this type of design I would like to refer to as the first design, mostly to signify the first timeline that Jayhawk was ever a part of. And then finally, here we have some of the AI renders. Um, Mobian's AI was actually a really big help in finalizing some of Jayhawk's aspects and probably coming up with more alternate costumes. This one, I think I might turn into another alternate costume for Jayhawk. And I really like what I did right here with the little skull on the gloves. And this one right here was the Bing AI. Now, this jacket right here, I think I might turn into another alternate costume for Jayhawk. Um, the majority of the time with AI, like I usually use it as a base for some of my OC's design. We'll get back to some of that later when we move into characters who actually do have some aspects of the AI designs, but I think I'm gonna start using the whole AI thing as a way to make alternate costumes or something. Um, yeah. And finally, for Jayhawk, we have the transformations. Now, the top three transformations that I am wanting to explore, like, should I ever get VR or anything, will be Supersonic 4, which I got from Supersonic X Universe, um, which is a kind of fandom, a fan made, hang on, let me get my thoughts together. A Spanish fan made series that takes aspects of Dragon Ball and Naruto. Um, and Supersonic 4 was one of them because, Super Saiyan 4. I originally wanted Jayhawk to have like a whole Sonic the Comic supersonic transformation. To all you nerds out there, obviously it is Fleetway, but I'm just gonna stick with calling it supersonic, but it's just from another universe. So yeah, this would have been Jayhawk's quote unquote Fleetway design. And then this right here, this is the Stardust transformation. Um, Both Supersonic 4 and Stardust Supersonic are without the jacket by default. So Jayhawk's gonna stick with the jacket for half the time that he has it, but when he transforms into Supersonic 4 or Stardust Supersonic, that will be the only few times where he's without his jacket. All right. Now we move on to Eva. Yes, her last name is Lynn. Um, and like the little subtitle thing says, all hail her royal majesty, the Queen of Blades. Now, in case you haven't seen my whole backstory type thing, obviously, Eva takes the place of Sarah Kerrigan, the Queen of Blades, because as I said before, James Raynor, Arcturus Mengsk, the Confederacy, and Sarah Kerrigan do not exist in Jayhawk's universe. So each of the characters take the place of the main characters of StarCraft, and it's up to all you to figure out which ones. Now, in terms of renders, this is probably the only render that I have of her. Now, renders like this that use a base or a already existing render as a trace over base, these will only be resigned to like thumbnails, events, or any other quote unquote promotion that I do for my characters because, well, yeah, obviously I am going to link the original creators of the base in the descriptions below, starting after July. I think I'm gonna have to start crediting the renderers, if that's even a word. I don't know. And yeah, like even if the base says it's free to use, I still am going to credit it. But yeah, as of this moment, this is the only promotional render that Eva has. Now, in her old designs, like I thought I should give her the whole Zerg wings by default. This was originally going to be her infested form, but I'm still working on like a finalized design. So for right now, this would just be a placeholder. Obviously, the infestation on her, you can tell by these things and these weird lines that I did all the way back. And I also did this for like her post infestation render with the whole wings and everything. I've decided to remove those nowadays. So this design would be the second timeline. So yeah, might need to figure shit out for that one. And this is Eva and Sonic Pulse right now. Hang on. This is Eva and Sonic Pulse right now. I did like a complete overhaul of her design. I should have put it in here, but yeah, I think I'll show you guys like a lot later if I do like a whole update stream for this here stream. Now, thanks to the character design game Pick Crew, I was able to make this as another, like, as a semi alternate costume for Eva, and these are probably the semi official human renders of Eva and Jayhawk. Now, I could have given Jayhawk the little ears right here. I probably should have covered up this ear right here, but like I said, semi official. And right here, we've got the current version of Eva with the sorry with the Zerg wings right here. Now, this was in reference to the second timeline, but I think what I'm going to do later is use the AI render as like a trace over base and then actually put in Sarah Kerrigan's wings on Eva's back. Why? Well, it makes the most sense because Eva does take the place of the Queen of Blades. Now, in case you haven't realized it yet, this render right here I use in the outro of my stream videos, just without the wings. And the stupid thing is, like, they just completely forgot her tail right here. All right. I didn't have any alternate costumes for Eva, so we're just going to go straight to Michael. He's just a little guy. I think this render, when I did this trace over right here, I think both of these are like Sonic colors. Yeah, this one is definitely Sonic colors. I think I might need someone to go back and figure out where the original render for this came from, because I just completely forgot my whole Sonic game lore phase. But yeah, this is what Mike looks like. Bright blue shoes, blue scarf, navy blue gloves, and goggles on his forehead. The goggles on his forehead are in reference to Sonic Boom Tails, and I'm actually kind of working on more promotional renders for Mike. And I think Boom Tails was one of them. I don't know. But in all of Mike's designs, I'm going to keep the blue goggles. And I knew I was forgetting something on the sides right here, like the little tufts of fur right here. I completely forgot about that. I don't even know how I forgot about that. But other references to different Tails variants include the ear tips right here. They are in reference to Nine from Sonic Prime. And to be honest, Nine is actually my favorite version of Tails in the whole series because not only is that version of Tails more down to earth and serious, but he also has the ability to get done what needs to get done. So kind of like Red Hood if he was Tails. And this was Mike's design in the second timeline. Now, the first time he had like a satchel over his waist right here. The second timeline he now has a lab coat. The lab coat was in reference to other versions of Tails, like older Tails variants that had like a lab coat because well, Tails is a scientist, and he had like this like little streak down his tails right here that I didn't know what to do with. And these were Mike's shoes right here. They were like a direct recolor of Tails' shoes. And obviously, he has three tails. And for the AI, like there's like three different renders that I did, one more on the next slide, but this this was where I got the idea for him having like goggles and more tufts of hair right here. I don't know why the AI decided to have wings instead of tails, but whatever. And yeah, I thought it was like a good reference to Boom Tails for what the AI did. And the shoes right here, they were that was mostly where I got the whole design for his shoes, but the real design will be on the next slide. And I think this would be like a good alternate costume for the current timeline of Mike right now. Like he's got a little longer hair. This is where I got like the tufts of fur on the side from. And yeah, he's got a jacket of his own. Kind of like how Jayhawk had a jacket of his own. And these were like these shoes right here. This is where I got the whole idea for the buckles on them. The light blue shoe was this area right here. And yeah, I'm thinking these could also be like alternate costumes for Mike. One with the goggles and white gloves, one without the goggles and black gloves. I think this is where I got the whole navy blue gloves from. But in all seriousness, like it actually looks some of my characters actually look a lot better in the AI, but I don't want to go directly off the AI because, well, obviously, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. All right. Finally, not finally. There's also Ella Bain. Now, I'm not gonna deny it. The whole ultimate life form concept, it's just so overused by this point. Like you see some Sonic OCs that go around parading the title of they're the real ultimate life form when we already have the currently established Shadow the Hedgehog as the one and only ultimate life form. But I'm pretty sure their stories go into depth of how they managed to surpass Shadow and put the whole ultimate life form concept onto their OCs. But still, in all seriousness, the title of the ultimate life form is very overused. That's not even funny. Now, this is Ella's design right here. Two aspects I managed to pull from the AI, that being these quills right here and this little outfit right here. The pants I decided to add on for myself because, well, Obviously, with a shirt like this that the mouse is currently on, um, yeah, someone's bound to get ideas. So I had to add pants just for the sake of decency. This trace over base is from Sonic Prime, where Sonic and Shadow are wondering what the hell they're going to do now that Green Hill Zone is now like the Dead Hill Zone. Now I know it's called the Ghost Hill Zone. I just call it the Dead Hill Zone because it just brings out more tragedy for it. Like Green Hill Zone is dead. Home doesn't exist. You only have like this dead world with phantoms of the former Sonic cast. Now, this tuft of hair, like I actually like this render more than what I did for right here because the hair is longer. It actually makes more sense to be draped over an eye. This one, this one I just kind of did last minute. Um, I do have a stream plan to share my take on Sonic Prime. It'll probably be like somewhere in July. Now, originally, Ella was going to be like this whole variant of a Shadow Android, an F type android, so a female android. Because, well, Disney is kind of pushing this whole feminism thing, and well, during the time, like anybody who wasn't like this uber woke feminist would have gotten shut down immediately. So I kind of just I added onto that, but then I decided to retcon it entirely, save it for like a different alternate universe. But this was Ella as an android. Now I have her other canon design in Sonic Pulse. I just forgot to screenshot it and put it right next to hers. But you'll see it in a little while if I have enough time. Yeah, I think I'll have enough time before the end to show you the designs that I made in Sonic Pulse. Now, her AI design, like it did have this outfit right here. Um, since the rest of the body kind of fades into the background, like I didn't really see any pants, so that's when I decided to add the pants. Um, her quills right here and that tuft of hair, that's why I incorporated into her render right here. So the shirt, the side quills, and the hair both come from the AI design, and I added two extra quills in the back with um, tips like this, which also got included into her design, and I'm actually quite proud of it. All right, finally we have Sydney Lottie. Question: Jayhawk is the problem with the multiverse. Eva is a queen. Michael is just a little guy. And Ella is the topic of an overused concept. So what's Sydney? Answer: she's Scottish. So yeah, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna add more diversity in my characters. Instead of having them all American, they are going to be different ethnicities as well. And when I made Mobius for Red Sun Over Paradise and frickin' Jayhawk's World, I decided to add multiple ethnicities to my characters and the already in place characters. So Sydney, if you couldn't already tell by this little flag right here, she's Scottish. Um, since Mobius still has like the whole supercontinent Pangea in place, I would say it's more northwest. Yeah, northwest of the fusion of Greenland, Iceland, and Canada. I think I've never really seen like a whole map of Pangea laid out to where it has the borders and the regions of different the different countries of the world. I think I might need to figure that out, figure out if such a map even exists. Um, there were other renders of Sydney that I had planned, one of them was going to be a reference to her old render, which was Blaze in a tracksuit from the Sonic Olympics games. Um, yeah, I'll see if I could find it, and in a community post, I'll show all of you the promotional designs for each of my characters, Sydney included. In Sonic Pulse, this is her design. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it all that well, but yeah, I tried to give off some very blatant cybernetic enhancements on her legs and on her arms, but yeah, I don't think you could see them all that well. So her, so for her Mobian's AI render, I decided to take the dress and the whole leg designs from this from the AI right here. And I honestly think this is like a better version of Sydney right here. Like it's got a good design, it's got good showings of her enhancements. The arms, I would probably like to remain flesh and bone, like looking as if it is flesh and bone. But in all seriousness, I actually kind of like this design. Now, for the AI, it did a really amazing job of making alternate costumes for Sydney to show her Scottish origins. This dress I tried to mimic along with the leg designs if you couldn't really see it in the Sonic Pulse render. They looked like a mix between Mechasonics and Metal Sonics, along with some other uh robot design, I think Terminator. I might have to look back on that. But for her alternate costumes, I really like the incorporation of the Union Jack right here in her dress, along with the plaid in her dress. Now, it's actually kind of hard to remake plaid in Sonic Pulse, so I can't really show you her finalized alternate costumes. But yeah, it is confirmed that in one of her alternate costumes, Sydney does wear plaid, and she does have a Scottish flag on one of her cuffs. All right, now last and certainly not least, Sergio Gonzalez. His name comes from the name of my first ever first grade, second grade friend who actually got me into Sonic in the first place through Sonic.exe. He was actually the one who introduced me to the concept in the first place. And this was like 2011, 2012 when he first made his appearance. Like it wasn't until like a couple years later I found the game and it actually scared me to death, which goes to show you like how easily impressionable I was back then and how much of a big ass scaredy cat I was. So this was his old design right here. I'm really sorry for the quality of the design, but yeah, like the original renders, like the original trace over Google Drawings renders were like lost to time, and I couldn't find them anymore because the school account I made them on is gone. And there's actually another funny story about that. Um, that was actually my first YouTube channel with like 56 subscribers, and one of the videos had like over 1 million views, and it was like a very cringe concept of the death of Fox McCloud. Um, yeah, that got like over 1 million views. I didn't expect it to get that far, and I'm like, looking back on it now, I'm like, damn, how did that even happen? But yeah, now I'm back to square one, making newer videos, better videos, and with it, semi better designs. Now, Sergio, I'm thinking of making a promotional render for him, but it's probably going to be more Scourge oriented because he is the son of Scourge. And yeah, this was his first timeline look. Now, since I didn't have like any other renders to show everyone, I'm actually thinking of making some Sonic Pulse renders of him. This would be what I would take from it. So the spiked cuffs, the green energy, the Dark Templar looking shit right here. Yeah, Sergio is like an honorary Dark Templar. I did mention it in the whole backstory thing. I just don't know why the AI thought that when I said black stripes on his quills, it meant red. And I'm pretty sure like the AI like just took it from Shadow because well, Shadow's the only other guy to have red stripes on his fur. And yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the designs. And what else? What else? What else? Oh yeah, the Sonic Pulse designs that I have to show you guys. Here, let me see if I could get Roblox up. And then once we go through all the other designs, then we yeah, I've got time. All right. Yeah, Roblox really got a huge update. And I still don't know why one of the games requires you to pay to play the game. That's stupid. See, this is why I don't play games like Bloxburg anymore. Like they require you to pay to enter, which is stupid. All right, let's go. All right. And if you couldn't already tell from recent events, Sonic Pulse has got like a major overhaul. Sorry. And they even have like a dedicated server for like 250 players, which I have to admit, that's actually pretty fucking awesome. All right, so my character's designs go all the way up until file 18. So you're gonna have to bear with me here. Not all the characters I have are complete yet. So to start off, we have the main man himself, Jayhawk. Um, and all of these forms, these are mostly his forms right here. Actually, all of them are his forms. So we have Super Jayhawk right here, Supersonic 4, Stardust Supersonic, and finally his canon design, The End. Now, for most of these designs, I would either call them canon design or The End to reference that this is their final design. This is what they would die as. Now, for Eva, like I said, I have a complete overhaul of her, and she has like this little peacock crown. I couldn't find anything else to represent her as a Zerg queen aside from this little pendant right here, which kind of looks like Broly's pendant. This is her infested form. This is her super form, which I might need to redo. And this is her ending design. Now, complete with new shoes, new jacket, new everything. Or is it? Yeah, it's somewhat the same. So, yeah. New clothing, new everything, and a little ring to show that she's married to Jayhawk. Now, this is Mike. Right now, I decided to scrap the lab coat and leave only the scarf. I might need to go back and redo the shoes in like this file right here. Sorry. So, and rename this right here. He's no longer wearing his dad's lab coat. This is essentially his Sonic Prime design for New York City. I asked my roleplay sister, like, what would be a better name, Tundra or Sub Zero? Because Mike is an Arctic fox, and the name finalized is Sub Zero. Now, I had plans for like a mechanized version of Mike, but that got scrapped for the alternate universe where I roleplay with my roleplay sister. This would be his fate, and he would be reduced to an angel in my roleplay sister's dreams. Now, for Ella, yeah, yeah, I confess, someone wanted me to put her in Rouge's outfit, and yeah, mostly because he had like a whole story where he and Ella are together, and all these up until this is her non-canon design. So she has an AI modeled after her. This is her as a metallics. This is her in Rouge's jumpsuit, but I edited it. And then finally, we have her design in Sonic Pulse. Now, it could be a little better, but I think it looks good as is. All right. Even though he isn't my OC, this is how Sonic looks in the first timeline of Red Sun over Paradise. Here's Supersonic, Dark Sonic, Supersonic 4, and with the addition of this little slot, we have Hypersonic. Now, this kind of not proud of. I think I might need to go back and redo the material. But yeah, it's in all honesty, it's like it's got perfect references to the different events Sonic has been a part of. And now we have everybody's favorite super form, Fleetway. This is his calm down state. This is his maniac state. Right here, I made Ebony, but I think I might save it. I might go back and like redo these two for like files 21 and 22 once I fill out 19 and 20. But yeah, this is my original design for Ebony, and this is Ivory, um, Supersonic's daughter. Now, obviously, like her father, she would need chaos energy to survive, but I'm thinking of giving her like her own little arc where she goes with her mother to learn magic and all that. And right here is Jasmine. Now, this is her design for, I would say, like another story in the future, but we have her super forms right here. I think I might make another form for her right here. You guys let me know which one I should make. This is her super form, and this is her berserk form. Now, Jasmine doesn't have complete control of Supersonic 2, and it tends to act more of like a Fleetway type transformation. It has a personality of its own, and yeah, like they say, with too much power, one can become corrupted. And this is her Princess of the Swarm design in a what if scenario that I had called What If the Zerg Didn't Leave Jasmine Behind? Because she is their rightful heir. And and yeah, I tried to make her look somewhat infested just to get the point across. And she has the wings her mother has long before her. Now, when sorry, I need to get my thoughts together. When it comes to designing Red Sun over Paradise, I kind of just put two other forms into the same file, mostly because I was broke and files 5 and 6 were unavailable to me. So I might take Blaze and put her in a separate file as well. So we have Silver's base design, his super form, which I kind of upscaled a bit. We have Iblis or Blaze in her Faker state, and then we have her in her full Eternal Sun phase. Yeah, for Blaze, I kind of just had her function somewhat like the modern day Sonic.exe. They have a Faker form, then they have a true form. So yeah. And now we have everybody's favorite nine-tailed fox tails. So we have his unifier base form, which shows off the whole red tattoos that any other kitsune would have. We have nine. We have his unifier form. I made his EXE form mostly because, well, I bloody can. And then Super Tails. Now, I might need to go back and redo some aspects of Super Tails, but I think it looks good. What do y'all think? This here is Amy's design. I don't know what to put for the final design right here. If I should do like the whole second timeline shenanigans and all that. So we have her basic dress. We have her angel form. We have Rusty Rose, which I had a lot of fun making. And then her Sonic the Comic attire. You probably can't tell, but there are her little bangs right here. Here, let me see if I could get a better view of that, which is probably what I should have done. We, yeah, right here are her bangs. And also, I couldn't find another dress to better represent her Sonic the Comic look. And now we have Sally. Now, I could not find the right materials to make Sally, so I just kind of winged it. Now, Sally kind of underwent the same transformation as Sonic, like changing her entirety just to give her an edge in battle. So she repurposed her roboticized state to be like a Iron Man suit of armor. So that's why we have Mecha Sally right here. I think I might make the actual Mecha Sally in the final file right here, but we also have Sally ALT right here. Now, Sally ALT, like throughout the whole EXE phase I had, I still thought her story was great. Now, this was long before False Cow was exposed to be a complete and total douchebag. All right. Now, right here, we have Metallic's The Metal Sonic. Um, I will stand by my belief that simply just Metal Sonic is a stupid name. Like, why not give him a code name? Why not give him his Sonic the Comic name? Metallic's the Metal Sonic sounds a lot more out there than just simply Metal Sonic. And right here we have Neo Metal Sonic. I try I tried my best to recreate Emperor Metallics. And then right here we have Furnace Metal Sonic or the Furnace Metallics from the Sonic.exe mod. I think for this file right here, I'm just going to do Chaos Sonic, mostly because, well, Chaos Sonic. And right here, we have everybody's favorite Tenric Surge. Now, I think I already showed off her designs. Like, this is her super form. This is her clone form. This is one of the models of her clones. And this is a Surge Metallics. Let me know what I should do in this box right here. Should I make like a red version of the overcharged form? Or should I just do something else entirely? Now, for Knuckles, yes, I might need to relocate Rouge's stuff right here. We'll get to her in a little bit. This is Knuckles' full design as of now. This is it. This is one of his super forms. This is his super form. I made it purple instead of pink. This is Rouge as she is now. Like I kind of just kind of upscaled her suit a little bit, gave her these little black stripes on her arms. And this is what she would wear if she was like going out on a date or something. And yes, I have a gender bend form. No Sonic OC is complete without their complete opposite gender. She has a much more tragic story than Jayhawk does because she is not the problem of the universe this time. This is her super form. This is her dead. This is her unfortunate fate. And this is what would be a direct mirror of me. Like her whole, like she was unable to ascend to heaven or to hell. So she's just stuck on a dying world. And this, yeah, I gave her the EXE eyes. I gave her the blood on her eyes. And yeah, most of her is just darker than it already is. And I feel like the little demon wings were like a nice touch. And this is Sydney right now. Like one of her alternate costumes is still, well, actually kind of finished its work. Now I just need to do the other one with the whole Union Jack and everything. And yeah, the rest for costumes will come later. And then finally, this is Snaggletooth. I'm thinking of making Dementia later, but this is what Snaggletooth looks like now. I might be doing like a full story on her later. And it's actually really hard to make dinosaurs in Sonic Pulse. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And yes, she does have feathers on her back. All right. I think we're coming up on the end of the stream. So, all right. This is why I didn't put like the whole special intro thing at the beginning, because this is drama that I just want to get over with as quickly as humanly possible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've been a complete douchebag in recent weeks, and I thank Skylar for pointing this out when she did. Because if not, I don't know what will happen. In her words, I've just been a complete asshole. Homelander level asshole. Not with just my actions, but my words as well. It probably began the moment I reached 400, and I kind of just took that mentality too far. Looking back on it, my apology for being an asshole to everyone's characters and AUs was a bit hollow in the Skylar 5K subscriber event. So I'm going to come right out and say this. I do not mean to be the bad guy, nor am I trying to hurt your feelings about the time and effort you put into the background of your characters and alternate universes. And for this, I profusely apologize. I've developed this main character complex over time, and it's starting to have its effects. I need to relearn how to be humble, to let other people have their limelight. Maybe all that talk in the past I made manifest of me being a self proclaimed asshole. I have almost quite literally become Johnny Cage at the beginning of MK1, thinking this would all blow over and I could just be the center of change. I was wrong, and I will accept any judgment thrown on me. I do not expect forgiveness, and maybe I don't deserve it. To those I have or have not hurt over general confusion or the sheer enjoyment of lightly teasing other people's characters, I am so sorry. I did not expect my form of light teasing or confusion to hurt anyone who put the time and effort into their character and story. I have let my pride consume me, and now it has its effect on other people. I also apologize to those who may have taken what I said too seriously. Another thing Skylar pointed out to me, saying in a private chat that I was underused despite the Hurricane AU and other streams I'm in existing. I should have been more specific with my wording. I should have apologized sooner. And it's because of my lack of understanding that I may have ruined any, if not all, chances to return. To those I've squandered friendships with due to my actions, I am also very sorry. I've been an asshole to you and possibly your creations. I do not expect forgiveness, but I want you to know that I will change and accept whatever judgment you deem necessary for me. After the April streams, the May streams, and the Sonic 34th anniversary stream, I will be taking a break from YouTube to focus on reining myself in. I do not wish for this to happen again. I don't want any drama, nor do I want anyone going to war because of my pride and ego, hurting other people and taking their friendship for granted. I don't want any drama to happen. And if it does escalate into drama, then it will be handled accordingly. We will not go to war. We will not do anything to hurt any other side of the argument. I have been an asshole, and maybe someone beyond that of an asshole. And we'll leave it at that. I am sorry. I do not expect your forgiveness. And even if you do forgive me, I will accept whatever judgment you deem necessary. I'm not going to do the usual outro thing because that will probably make any other apology that I make sound very insincere and nobody will take me seriously. With that being said, goodbye. Remember, I don't want any drama. I apologize if any drama occurs. It's my responsibility.